Texas.
Welcome everyone to Dallas, Texas for game 2 of this best-of-7 first-round series between the Portland Trail Blazers and the Dallas Mavericks. Mavericks won a hard-fought game 1, 89-81. Welcome inside, just underway here in Dallas. Jason Kidd on a kick out to Stevenson. Marion back to Kidd. Matt Devlin alongside the Hall of Famer Kevin McHale, and Nowitzki. What a fourth quarter, along with Jason Kidd in game number 1.
Yeah, really an unusual quarter for Dirk Nowitzki. He had 2 baskets and had 18 points. That doesn't happen very often.
Well, 13 of 13 from the free throw line
helps a great deal, Matt. Yeah, absolutely.
Rick Carlisle told us before the start of this game as Kidd spots up the 3, and it's not good. He made 6 of them, a playoff career best in game 1. Rick Carlisle telling us that the first 1 to 80 wins.
Yeah, he said after the way that first game was played, this is going to be a defensive, just both teams getting after it. And the Mavericks are going to score Dirk Nowitzki plus committee, and then this is the guy they got to get going for Portland. Crash Wallace. He's got the layup there after a nice little drop pass. They got to get him going. Wes Matthews hit a shot already in this game, and the other guy is Brandon Roy off the bench. Matt, two of those 3 have to come up big, because Portland's not going to win many games when you score 81 points in a playoff game.
Wesley Matthews, Gerald Wallace in game 1, a combined 5 of 16. Andre Miller to the veteran Marcus Camby. Camby fires away, shot doesn't go. Along with Gerald Wallace, Wesley Matthews, and the Dallas native LaMarcus Aldridge. For the Dallas Mavericks, Sean Marion, Jason Kidd, Deshaun Stevenson, Tyson Chandler, and Dirk Nowitzki. Stevenson gives it up. Nowitzki gives it back. Shot clock down to 5, knocked away. Chandler.
Here's the guy, Matt, that they really got to get going. Nice drop pass. Aldridge is a very willing passer, and nothing better than a layup for a guy who had problems shooting the ball in the first game. And they need him to go out there and get his average, 15, 16, 17 points. And again, I think he was a little bit too pumped up that first game. Matt came out and impressed a little bit, Gerald Wallace did.
Just picked up his first. Dan Crawford, Ed Malloy, and Pat Frere are 3 officials. And talking to Gerald Wallace, Marion flicks it up, an air ball. Aldridge comes down with it. Here's Gerald driving, and he gets tangled up by Stevenson. And that was something that Gerald Wallace said, I just got to relax and take what they give me, and this is where he excels.
Absolutely. A nice throw ahead, and really all Stevenson can do is just grab him, and does a nice job of wrapping him up, not trying to hurt him. He gets 2 free throws. I'm glad the referees, sometimes in those plays, they get excited early in the game and they call it flagrant. That wasn't a flagrant. That was just good hard playoff foul.
Wallace did not make it to the free throw line.
And you saw right there, his role for this team is crash, and crash early, baby. He's got to get going. And, he's just going to attack. He's going to get to the hole. He just is such a dynamic player. Can play that 4 spot, and it gives Portland the ability to play smaller, but still play very active. A great weak side shot blocker. And we'll see 1 or 2 tonight where Crash comes over from the weak side and gets a block shot on Dallas attempt.
Wallace didn't make it to the line on Saturday in game 1. Dallas puts on the line. Well, the last time they led a playoff series, 2 games to none, it was 2006 in the NBA Finals against the Miami Heat. And of course, Portland's just looking for the split. And a foul is called, and the foul's on Aldridge.
Yeah, nice little drive there by Stevenson. And, I like Stevenson in the starting lineup. It puts the ball with Kidd. They started Roddy Boubois for a while, and he's hurt, not going to play tonight. They tried different people, but I like a standard lineup, like, bigger a 2-man in Stevenson, Kidd with the ball, and I like it. And I like the fact that Stevenson sometimes can settle for 3s, put the ball on the floor, got in the hole, got to the hole, and got a foul on Aldridge.
Stevenson in game 1 had 5 points, all earned in the first. And as you see here, and you noted, he's not out there necessarily for shooting.
Physical defender. He's a tough, hard-nosed guy. And he's part of the reason that Wesley Matthews had a tough start and really never got going in the first game.
Picked up 2 early fouls to Matthews. Played just 19 minutes. Matthews sends it on the interior. Aldridge, single coverage. Backing down on Chandler, fading. Top shot, soft touch.
Nice soft touch by LaMarcus Aldridge. But I'll tell you what, you can see a lot of that tonight. Dallas won't come down. They won't double team on that. You know, the fadeaway jump shots, he's saying he's going to make him shoot those over Tyson Chandler and make him, you know, just compete and fight for every point. And Portland's hoping that they come down and double team, because when you double team, it opens up the offensive glass, and also what it does, it puts you in a scramble mode on defense for Dallas. But Dallas probably will not double Aldridge unless he absolutely goes off, man.
They doubled a little bit late with Jason Kidd in game 1. But as you noted, when you double, then it's going to open up outside. Nowitzki fires away for the first time.
And conversely, you know what? Nate McMillan's very happy with Aldridge's defense on Dirk. Get a hand up, make him shoot over the top. So I think you'll see very little doubling of anybody in the post.
Now, you've talked about this so much when you don't have to double. And a whistle. And a foul, and a foul's on Chandler. It really allows you guys to go out there and certainly play straight up. And you always talk about 2 guarding 3 and 3 guarding 4.
When 2 guard 1, 3 got to guard 4, and it ends up being a scramble. And I like the fact that both coaches are committed to saying, I'm going to make these guys shoot over the hand, and I trust my defenders. They trust LaMarcus Aldridge on Dirk Nowitzki, and they trust Tyson Chandler to guard LaMarcus Aldridge. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a really interesting series. It'll be a long series, and these are 2 really equally matched teams.
And both teams committed at the defensive end. Aldridge backing down on Chandler. Quick doesn't fall, and Nowitzki comes away with a rebound.
I love that move, though, by Aldridge. The jump hook, crab dribble, nice jump hook. And, oh, man, they got Chandler for an offensive foul there. That really hurt.
He is furious as he heads over toward the end of the bench.
That's 2 on him, and that hurts, because now they're going to have to go in. But that's big. That's a big foul, because they're taking their best defender off the floor. But not many teams come in with a guy like Brendan Haywood. I mean, he's another quality center that actually started for this team quite a bit before they had Tyson Chandler. But I don't think he's quite the defender. A little more physical, but not quite the defender that Tyson Chandler is.
Played just under 16 minutes in the first game. And he did record 6 rebounds and a block. Matthews. Post-up opportunity, Gerald Wallace. Wallace, layup, and it doesn't go. Knocked away, and it's going to be Dallas basketball.
I've seen this call a lot. It's the moving screen call right there. And boy, I tell you what, those are awful tough calls. I mean, you know, that's boy, you hate to pick up your second foul after Tyson Chandler on that call this early in the game.
You know, what did Nate McMillan, tell us when we talked to him? He's done an outstanding job in his 6th season. He said, cool basketball doesn't win in the playoffs. He said, you got to scrap, you got to claw, and right now that's what these 2 teams are doing. Portland's 3 of 8 from the field. Dallas 1 of 6.
Yeah, no, like we said, it's going to be a defensive series, and cool basketball definitely doesn't win. Rick Grimes wins in these games.
You're not into cool anyway.
No.
Marion with the left hand.
Great job by the Matrix. I'm so uncool, you had to pick my tie out for me tonight.
You brought so many. I never, typically, 1 is enough. Aldridge, right to the rim.
Nice hard drive there by Aldridge. And what you're going to see tonight is every time that Portland has a mismatch size-wise, they're going to go to it. That time they had Wallace being guarded by Kidd. They're going to drop it into their guards. Whenever they feel they have a height mismatch in the post, they're going to go to it and make Dallas scramble.
Camby on Nowitzki, squares up, shot doesn't fall. Hayward tries to keep it alive, can't. Andre Miller sends it to Wallace, driving, and he is fouled. Nowitzki is 0 of 3 to start.
And you're going to see Aldridge here. Nice pump fake. Both guys go for it. He goes in, and really that's been the improvement in his game to me, his ability to grab, dribble in the post, get the shot, and then take the ball from the perimeter, pump fake, drive it to the rim. 2 points, Aldridge.
Heading into game 2, Kevin, some questions.
Yeah, can Jason Kidd get it going? I know they didn't pencil in 24 points for Jason Kidd to start that game. Or 6 threes. And for Portland, these 2 guys right here have got to come up big. to Wes Matthews and Crash Wallace, and they've got to get out there and just be active. They got to score some points for Portland. And again, right here now, can Aldridge draw double team? And this is how you do it if you want to do it. Nice grab dribble, get in there, shoot that jump hook. And again, if they can draw double teams, what does that end up doing? Scramble defense, opens up the boards, and allows Portland to play much better if Aldridge can demand a double team in the post. So that young man there has got to work hard in the post and draw doubles.
Wallace back at the free throw line, 1 and 2. He was picked up in a trade by the Portland Trailblazers. At the trade deadline for Joel Prisbilla, Dante Cunningham, Shonda Marks, and 2 conditional first-round picks from Childersburg, Alabama. Town of around 3,000. Let's go to Atlanta and Ernie Johnson. EJ. All right, thanks so much, EJ. And how about the one in Boston? Unbelievable finish, Kevin.
Great game against Stoudemire, has back spasms, doesn't play. New York takes him right down to the wire. And again, you know, the Celtics come out with a tight, tough win.
Wallace, the 3, stretching it out. 33% for the Blazers during the regular season. Has 8 points. 8 of the 14 for Portland.
Well,
so he has come out like
one of the guys we talked about saying needs to come out big is coming out for Portland. And there's a guy, Jason Terry. If the Dallas Mavericks are not only going to win this series and make a long playoff run, Jet Terry has got to be really big for this team. And right here, now you see a double team. Let's see how they handle it.
Wallace on the drive. And Dan Crawford with the whistle and a foul on Shonda Marion.
Nothing like a couple free throws to make you feel good about yourself, working hard, and all of a sudden that three-pointer looks a little better, Matt, when you make a few free throws. Got a couple points under your belt, and Wallace right now is coming out just aggressive, putting the ball on the floor, attacking, and a completely different Gerald Wallace than you saw in the first game. I think a little bit uptight, maybe a little playoff jitters, and probably trying too hard.
Wallace misses there. Sean Marion, who's leaving now with 2 fouls. Peja Stojakovic checks in. Nicholas Batum is in. Camby out. Marion did a solid job on the Wallace in game 1, and now they go small. And Nate McMillan has been talking about, I'm going to go small. We talked to him before the start of the game, and he said, look, we can generate offense with this smaller lineup.
Yeah. And, you know, as odd as it is for Portland, who plays a very slow game, they really want to speed this up. They want to get some pace in the game, and they want to get to the small lineup and try to push the Mavs in a fast break game.
Wallace, 4 of 6 from the free throw line. He has 9 points, and it's deflected out of bounds by Wesley Matthews. And the Portland Trailblazers right now with a 6-point advantage over the Dallas Mavericks.
One quick thing to look for, the 2 best Dallas Mavericks defenders, Marion and Tyson Chandler, are on the bench. And so, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how they defend against this Portland team. You had a little collision there between Jet Terry and Wes Matthews, little head button.
And a timeout is going to be called. And Wesley Matthews still down. You see him.
Yeah, they hit heads.
Yep.
And definitely Wes took the worst of that one.
The headbutt there. And Wes is still down. Wesley Matthews. His first year with the Trailblazers, second year out of Marquette. Undrafted free agent signed by Utah.
One of the quality signings of last summer. Yeah. I tell you what, he got a nice contract, and everybody thought, what's this young man going to be able to do for Portland? Well, what he did, he kept them afloat when Brandon Roy went down with injuries, and Brandon had a tough time. Wesley Matthews stepped up and played tremendous basketball for them all year long. And
Jeff Clark, the head athletic trainer for the Portland Trailblazers, still attending to Wesley Matthews after that collision. Wesley Matthews just moments ago up active, walking back into the Portland Trail Blazers locker room and having a quick word with one of the fans as he made his way back into the locker room. Terry with Kid Nowitzki, Haywood because Chandler has 2 fouls, and Peja Stojakovic in for Marion, who has 2. Rudy Fernandez on the floor for the Portland Trail Blazers. Nicholas Batum, Wallace, Miller, and Aldridge.
Yeah, smaller lineup here for Portland. Going to try to generate some offense with quickness and attacking this Dallas Mavericks team here off the dribble. Wallace
has the last 6 for Portland. Has a matchup he favors against Peja Stojakovic. Gives it to Aldridge. Kid runs at him, and Aldridge with the touch.
His shot from 15, 16 feet is absolute money. And that's really what he relied on until he developed that post-game and stuff. Matt, he was really more of a jump shooter. Here's a great jump. This is that one. Good rebound by Aldridge.
Stojakovic signed as a free agent. Nicholas Batum, and he loses control, and that is the first turnover by the Portland Trail Blazers as they lead 17-9. Game 1, Portland, their largest lead, 6. They led late in the fourth quarter, 5:47 on the clock. It was 72-66 when Wallace had that steal and then a turnover. Haywood, shot clock down to 2. Double comes, loses it. Batum scoops it up and quickly into the front court. Miller calling for it, instead to Aldridge. Now they'll set it up. Miller driving, knocked away, and it's going to be Blazer basketball.
Good hands by Jay Kidd there on Miller. And you know, right now the Dallas offense is really struggling. And Portland right now has just got a little bit more energy, and they're a little bit more handsy, a little more active on the defensive end.
Batum steps back. It's a 3, and it's off the side of the rim. You talked about getting Wesley Matthews more involved, as well as Gerald Wallace. Well, Matthews had the first 2. The last 15 have been scored by Wallace and Aldridge. Nowitzki misses there. Tough defense by Batum. The 3, Kidd steps into it. Wallace the other way, gets behind the D.
Oh man, when you answer a big 3 by Jason Kidd with a run-out layup off of a make, you know that, first of all, Coach Carlisle is going to be very upset they didn't get back. But secondly, you know Wallace is really sprinting the floor hard. And I like this matchup. I think Dirk Nowitzki's just too big and too long for Batum. I think this is the worst defender to guard Dirk Nowitzki. Here it is. This is a make, and look at what Wallace does. Wallace just takes off, and Peja's got to be getting back. You saw Brendan Haywood backpedaling. There's no backpedaling in this game. Your first big has got to sprint back to the front of the rim and stop that. So that was a couple errors by the Dallas Mavericks. One, Haywood backpedaling, and Peja Stojakovic got to get on his horse and sprint back, because Crash Wallace, as I tell you, he's got all 8 cylinders going. He's running.
Wesley Matthews is back. On the bench for the Portland Trail Blazers, Nowitzki is at the line. J.J. Barea is on the floor for Dallas. Also Brandon Roy checking in. Nowitzki, when you go back to game 1, Kevin, he was 7 of 20, but then got to the line in the fourth quarter. He is 1 of 5 here in the first quarter. 2 of 2 now from the free throw line.
And I like this matchup against Batum. Dirk will just go over and overpower him. I personally like LaMarcus Aldridge and Wallace guarding Nowitzki way more than Batum guarding him.
Batum up top. Here's Wallace. Wallace triggers it. Shot doesn't go, and Nowitzki climbs in, snares it. Ahead to Terry. Terry on a crossover. Roy keeps him in front. Double comes to Dirk. They'll swing it. The 3, Peja Stojakovic.
Dallas Mavericks fastball right there. Swing the ball. Everybody's unselfish. They score as a group. It's a collective group. They score. They make the extra pass as good as anybody in the NBA. I love watching this team play because they just play the right way.
Rick Carlisle telling us, hey, there's no pecking order in the offense. It's Dirk Nowitzki, and then who else has got it going? They got it going out in transition. Terry with a layup. A 7-0 run by the Mavs. to tie it at 19. Shot clock at 3. Aldridge over the length of Haywood.
Wow, what a tough shot. Great defense by Haywood, just better offense by LaMarcus. Fading away 17-footer, hand in your face, and all twine at the bottom.
4 of 5, 8 points. Wallace and Aldridge, they combined for 19.
He's just going to try, he's going to overpower in and out. Dirk, great shot, but I tell you what, he is so much more aggressive when he's got Batum on him. He's just putting his head down and going. 1 for 6 for Dirk to start off this game. But that was all the way down. I like the shots he's getting. I'm not that worried about the misses.
Aldridge driving hard. Gets his own miss. Fernandez. Batum left open. The 3. It's good. Nicholas Batum.
Well, he's not afraid to shoot those threes. I mean, Nicholas Batum gets them, and Nate says, go ahead and shoot him, young fella. I mean, he took a bunch in the 4th quarter of the first game, and boy, if he's open, he sets his feet and shoots it like he means it.
4th quarter, game 1, he took 10 shots. 10 of the 14 that he took in the game. Here's Terry, breaking it down off the dribble in the corner. Stojakovic has made a living doing that. Blazers by 2. Stojakovic coming in for Marion has hit a couple of big threes. Deflected and out of bounds by Gerald Wallace.
The big swings in his first quarter. You know, Portland comes out, looks really good. Dallas makes a couple substitutions. They went really small with Barea and JJ and Terry in the backcourt, and it really picked up the energy, and they started going. And they'll get a good shot with 2.2. They're a great late game execution, late clock execution team.
Terry deep in the corner, shot doesn't fall as he fired it over Brandon Roy. What a first quarter here. Game 2 between the Mavs and the Blazers.
A lot of fun to watch. They're getting after both teams playing high intensity, Matt.
24-22. Blazers with the advantage as we head to the second quarter.
Welcome back to Dallas. It's a Forward Coach's Corner with Nate McMillan. And Coach, you had the urgency you wanted, but how did Dallas make that run?
Well, they made a run late in the quarter. We turned the ball over, got a little sloppy with our offensive execution, and they were able to get out in transition.
What's Wesley's status right now?
He just told me he was ready to go.
All right, and I did talk to Wesley Matthews real quick, and he said that he was fine. He passed out on the court for a couple seconds, but he's fine. Welcome back to Dallas. It's a Forward Coach's Corner with Nate McMillan. And Coach, you had the urgency you wanted, but how did Dallas make that run?
Well, they made a run late in the quarter. We turned the ball over, got a little sloppy with our offensive execution, and they were able to get out in transition.
What's Wesley's status right now?
He just told me he was ready to go.
All right, and I did talk to Wesley Matthews real quick, and he said that he was fine. He passed out on the court for a couple seconds, but he's fine.
Officially a forehead contusion. Patty Mills is on the floor right now for Portland. The 3 by Terry doesn't go. Fernandez, Camby, Batum, Roy, and Mills. JJ Barea guarding Mills. Peja Stojakovic, Terry, Haywood on the floor.
Wow, that was a bad shot by Rudy. Rudy got pretty excited on that one. Step back, tough contested shot.
Take a look at the first quarter numbers. 50% for Portland and a combined 19 of the 24. Haywood on the inside by Wallace and Aldridge. Corey Brewer checking in for the Dallas Mavericks. Minute into this second quarter, game 2. Batum spinning around and making the shot.
That's what we were talking about, Matt. Anytime they have a size advantage like that, they're going to put him in the post. You got Batum against Terry. They feel his length. He can go over the top and get a shot anytime. So the Trailblazers are going to play old-fashioned mismatch basketball with the second unit. And this really shows you how deep both teams are as Barea takes a jump shot, misses it. There's one starter on the floor. There's 9 reserves on the floor right now, Matt. That shows you the depth of both teams.
Mills didn't play in game 1. Corey Brewer didn't play in game 1 for Dallas. Brandon Roy's shot doesn't go, and Roy was just 1 of 7 on Saturday. Barea turns it over. Terry hustling back. Batum slam dunk.
And that's one thing you can't do. Portland will run out turnovers. They turn you over. They're a good defensive team, but boy, you really got to take care of the ball against them, Matt, because if you start turning it over, it gets them off to the races.
Terry, the 3. Too strong. Fernandez taps it, and Camby comes away with it. Bench scoring for Dallas. They have 12 points. Portland has 7 all, produced by Nicholas Batum. 4-point advantage for the Blazers. Their largest lead, 8. They led 17-9, and then Dallas closed out the quarter, the opening quarter, on a 13-7 run. Roy gives it up. Mills. Shot doesn't fall, and Corey Brewer comes away with it. J.J. Barea is going to crank up the 3. Short. They're just firing away.
I was just going to say, they're not afraid to shoot threes, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, it's up and down. I thought they'd pound it inside. They said, heck no, we're just going to jack threes here.
What happened to all that scrappy stuff? Yes. Brandon Roy is fouled. Let's go down to Atlanta and EJ. Ernie? The Defensive Player of the Year, Dwight Howard. And he comes up huge once again.
Not my Defensive Player of the Year. I voted for Tyson Chandler. I'm just
You've
telling
been
you.
bragging about that now for 2 days. And
I'm just telling you who I voted for. And right there, Brandon Roy missed 2 free throws. But I like the fact that Roy put the ball on the floor hard and got fouled and tried to get some offense that doesn't come just from the field.
why Chandler over Howard, now that you've brought it up?
Okay.
Terry,
jump shot. Because I just think Tyson Chandler brought such a different mentality to this team. And man, I mean, it is just racehorse basketball as you get a block on Corey Brewer. They're running after makes, they're running after misses. But getting back to Tyson Chandler really quick, he changed the culture here. It allowed the Dallas Mavericks to win a playoff game 89-81 because they're defensive minded now, due to Tyson Chandler.
Chicago leads 2-0. Derrick Rose spectacular again. The series even. Orlando and Atlanta, and then Boston taking a 2-0 lead over New York. And how about Carmelo Anthony? 42 points in the loss. No Amare Stoudemire in the second half.
I mean, the 42 points, unbelievable. 17 rebounds and 6 assists. He did everything within his power to try to get a win for New York. And now that series moves to Madison Square Garden, it's going to be electric down there. You know, 2 tight wins by Boston up in Boston. And it's going to be a fun series.
Fernandez at the free throw line. Fast break points. Portland is +6 in that category. Marion back on the floor. Stojakovic, Haywood, Terry, and Barea. Miller for the Blazers with Fernandez. Aldridge returns. Camby and Batum. From the short corner, Peja Stojakovic.
Nice little face up by Peja. Hard dribble right, little fadeaway. Solid defense by Batum. Just better offense by Peja.
Stojakovic already with 8 points. Game 1, he had 6, played 19 minutes. Fernandez thought about the 3, gives it to Aldridge. Back down, spins end line, fading, pops out, and he's fouled. He's headed to the free throw line. Let's send it over to Marty Snyder. Marty?
Well, Matt, Nate McMillan told me this morning that this team must play with a sense of urgency today that was missing, he felt like, at the end of game one. He said his final quote to his team today was, "Shut up and play," and that was probably partly to himself after the $35,000 fine from the NBA on yesterday. But he said, you know, we have to play with a sense of urgency and push the ball. Even in the last huddle, told the guys, every chance you get, move the ball up the court, move the ball up the court. Very counterintuitive to what the Blazers have really played all year long.
Nate McMillan fined $35,000 for his comments after the first game.
He said about 10 words. That's a lot of money per word. He didn't say a whole bunch of stuff.
2 free throw attempts in the fourth quarter by Portland, 19 in the fourth quarter by the Dallas Mavericks.
And they got him $35,000 fine.
What was your largest fine?
They not give fines back then. No, they let you say what
even
you
a
wanted.
few years ago in Minnesota. Knocked away by Wesley Matthews.
Johnny on the spot. Peja
Stojakovic with 10 now.
And what did Coach Carlisle tell us? So many different guys will score for us. You don't know who's going to come up big tonight. Changes from night to night. And so far, it looks like Peja Stojakovic is the man for the Dallas Mavericks.
Batum swings it to Camby. Aldridge slices through, fires over Chandler, spills out. Marion gets it to Terry. Stojakovic, is he feeling it? Shot doesn't go. Marion crashing the glass. Aldridge, Miller, Batum to the cutting LaMarcus Aldridge. Great job by Aldridge of running the floor.
Boy, Marty just said in the last huddle, Coach Nate McMillan said run every time, and they are. I mean, they are getting up and down, putting a lot of offensive pressure in the break on the Dallas Mavericks.
Aldridge with 12 points now.
Yeah, here you go. And, you know, this is a great throw-ahead pass. He just threw it over Terry. And all of a sudden, what does LaMarcus do? Just keeps on running and just keeps working. Outruns Tyson Chandler. But the thing I like about the bigs is you don't have to be the best sprinter in the world. You just got to run hard, Matt, all 94 feet. LaMarcus Aldridge just pushed himself. He outran his man, and he got rewarded with a layup. I love when big guys run.
10 of Portland's 33 points. On fast breaks, Miller with Camby. Here's Aldridge, Batum, and Wesley Matthews. Wallace will check in next opportunity. Miller gives it up. Here's Batum. Batum with the 3. Green light?
Oh, ultra green light. I mean, he just catching it and shooting it, setting his feet, and Batum looks comfortable up there. Right now it's the Peja Stojakovic-Batum battle.
Batum 4 of 5, 10 points. Portland with a 6-point advantage here in the second quarter of game 2.
Welcome back to Dallas. Portland up 6. Time for a Gatorade around the cooler. And for LaMarcus Aldridge, he has over 30 friends and family here, including his mom, Georgia. That is the extra special blessing about this part of the playoffs for LaMarcus, because his mom, Georgia, is recovering from breast cancer, currently going through chemotherapy treatments as we speak. And she's here. The best part about that is she cannot fly to go see him play. So these are the only games that she will get to see him play all year long. And that young man she was holding was his son, Jalen. Matt?
All right, thank you very much, Marty, from Segoville, Texas. Went to Segoville High School, the Dragons. He was a Class 4A Player of the Year and attended the University of Texas. His college coach, Rick Barnes, is here. And Rick Barnes, as you would expect, had so many great things to say about LaMarcus Aldridge, and said mature beyond his years as Dirk Nowitzki steps up. He'll take the shot. Defensive 3-second violation. Spent 2 years at the University of Texas.
Spent 2 years there, came to Portland, was kind of a sidekick for Brandon Roy. And this year, Matt, he had to take all the responsibility after Roy got hurt. They run their offense through him. He accepted that responsibility, improved his game as Jay Kidd loads up another 3. And really he's done just a great job for Portland, and they've changed the way they play completely.
Has become the focal point. Here's Kidd, the 3, drills it.
It's a shooting gallery here in Texas. I mean, they're all shooting threes.
Kidd, 2 of 4 from downtown. Miller, right to the rim. His first 2. Blazers are 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. Mavericks are 4 of 11. 11 of their 31 shots from downtown. Terry curling, gives it back to Nowitzki. Just 1 of 6. He gets fouled by Wesley Matthews.
And again, Matt, we talk about it all the time. When you're having a tough time, you're 1 for 6 from the field, what do? You get to the line. It calms you down. You get up there, the ball goes in the hoop. You just start feeling good about yourself. And Dirk's a master at getting a small guy on him, getting him in the air, drawing some contact, and getting the foul.
Here's a look at the upcoming national TV schedule. On Friday, ESPN, Celtics and the New York Knicks game 3. The Lakers taking on New Orleans in the Big Easy game 3. And then Sunday, ABC, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. The Heat in Philadelphia game 4 and the Celtics at MSG in New York game 4.
Those are must-see TV.
Oh,
Well, I'm
yes.
excited to watch those games. I'm excited to do this game tonight. The playoffs have been great. I tell you, just loving it.
Although you were biting your fingers watching that Celtic-New York game.
There's no need. You don't have to tell everybody what I was doing when I was watching the game. Just keep that stuff to yourself.
38-36. Miller to the cutting Matthews, knocked away by Chandler. Here's Terry on a run out. Ball is chasing. Terry with a slam dunk. Timeout, Portland.
Dallas has become a defensive-minded team. Look at what happens here. Everybody rotate over. Terry gets over there. Come over. 3 guys get to the ball. Throwing it up ahead. Jason Terry going up. And you know why they call him the Jet? Because he puts the flaps out.
Being active in the community and giving back has helped me grow as a person. When you see these war veterans come back, some of them are wounded, seeing them and seeing what they did for our country and being able to go over and touch them and see the joy and the excitement that they get, that right there, it touches you, you know, because they don't have to do it. It was their choice to serve our country. We're forever indebted to them, and we thank them.
There he is, the Jet. Look at the flaps are down. He's getting ready to go. And boy, the NBA does a great job with NBA Cares and honoring the vets and stuff. I'm so proud to be part of the NBA family. And just great now. Hard driving move by Aldridge and a little tip in there by Marcus Camby.
The bench of Dallas, they've outscored the starters 20-18, Kevin.
Yeah, they're 9 for 17 from the field, where the starters are 5 for 15 from the field. So, again, as Rick Carlisle said, it's bench by committee, scoring by committee, and they just go out there and, Dirk's trying to force something in there and trying to draw a foul.
Nowitzki picks up the foul. That's his first. Dallas has never led. There have been 4 ties. They trail by 2 with 4:42 remaining in the second quarter, and there are those numbers led by Peja Stojakovic, who has 10, and then Terry with 8.
Yep, like Coach Carlisle said, every night is someone different from us. Really what it is Dirk Nowitzki and then assorted others who have to score.
Can't be on the inside. Wanted a call, doesn't get it. Chandler to Kidd. Kidd looking for the post up.
A couple of great beards there in the post there. 35 or 38-year-old point guard. You don't see that very often.
Oh, and the foul. Kidd hits his third 3 of the first half. And Miller.
Nice pass by Dirk. Pump fake.
Oh, it's going to be a 2.
It's going to definitely be a 2. His foot was on the line. But I tell you what, an old vet move by the 38-year-old Jay Kidd. And, you know, that first game, really the only reason Dallas won that first game was Jay Kidd. He carried them offensively, made plays, and again, first lead for Dallas at 41 to 40.
Kidd gives Dallas their first lead, and Wesley Matthews on a feed. Blazers take it right back, 42-41.
The best alley-oop team in the NBA. They get more of those, and that's got to drive Coach Carlisle crazy to finally take the lead and then give up an alley-oop dunk on a simple little hot cut.
Terry. Here's Nowitzki. Over Matthews. Got it. And Nowitzki right in the ear of Wesley Matthews.
And when they switch like this, Dirk is great, again, at making off-balance shots. They switched, had a small guy on him. He took him right up, rose up, got some contact, knocked it down, and gets a chance for the free throw. Nate McMillan, we talked before the game, Matt, he did not want his guard switching. That really frustrates him that they do it. And they end up trying to guard Nowitzki, and, you know, 6'3", 6'4", Wes Matthews has no chance against a 7-foot Dirk Nowitzki.
Matthews triggers the three, gets it right back. He's got 7. Portland by 1. 45-44. Nowitzki, 2 of 7. 10 points, he's 6 of 6 from the line. Aldridge on him now. Maneuvering, fading, shot no. On the offensive glass, Chandler with a putback.
Just a hard-working, blue-collar defensive guy, and that's how Tyson Chandler scores. Rolling hard to the front of the rim and offensive rebounds, Matt. But he knows his role, and he plays it beautifully here for Dallas.
His first 2, he has 6 rebounds, 3 of them offensive rebounds. Matthews! Ooh. It's a 2. He is on track. Forget about game 1.
Wow, I guess so. I mean, that ball barely touched his hands before he let it go, and he hit nothing but bottom.
Matthews 4 of 5, 9 points, has the last 7 for the Blazers. Chandler, no. Wallace climbs up and grabs it. 47-46, Portland. Miller. Right to LaMarcus Aldridge.
Again, they had 4 or 5 of those in the first game of LaMarcus Aldridge, the best alley-oop team in the NBA, and you can't fall for that. You got to stay between he and the basket, and it's amazing to me how many of those they get.
Nowitzki, and it pops out. Nowitzki, 2 of 9. Aldridge with Dirk on him, backing him down. Gives it up, extra pass in the corner, it's a 3, pops in and out. Nowitzki ahead to Kidd. Here's Terry, stop at the pop, it doesn't go. And Wallace is fouled.
You're gonna see here, Dirk faces up, gets a pretty toughly, tightly contested shot, but what does he do? Chandler just works the glass, pushes Camby under a little bit and gets an offensive rebound. And right here, again, another nice spin out. Tyson Chandler's too high. LaMarcus Aldridge spins off it. They throw it up to the rim. And the best lob team in the NBA, Matt. Get a ton of them in the game. 6 in the first game and 2 so far again tonight.
Nowitzki just picked up his 2nd. Portland by 3. Chandler, he has 2. He's guarding Aldridge. Aldridge right to the rim. Rick Carlisle out on the floor. Chandler. And a technical foul. Technical foul on Tyson Chandler. Portland on a 6-0 run, a timeout called.
Tight defense here by Chandler, takes it in the chest. Ed Malloy said, get up and play. We're not rewarding any diving tonight, and we're not going to give you those calls. And Tyson ended up doing a little barking at him and got a technical foul.
Timeout. Portland up 51-46 with 1:08 remaining in the second quarter. It's time now for the Cinco Stat of the Night presented by Corona. In the Nowitzki era, how about this? Scoring under 90, they are 3-22 And that was after Saturday,
Yeah.
game 1, and 2 of those 3 with Rick Carlisle as their head coach.
Yeah, they were working a 2 for 22 and scoring under 90. But again, I don't think it'll be under 90 today. It's a track meet, but I'm surprised at how well this Dallas team has become at being able to defend and holding people down, because they for years were just an offensive team, tried to outscore you, had to score 104, 105 to win, but they've changed the mentality here, and it's due to Tyson Chandler.
And Rick Carlisle as well telling him, said, look it, we knew we had to get better defensively, and he said it really wasn't a hard sell. They understood that.
2-3 zone here by Portland. We'll see what Dallas gets out of this 2-3 zone lineup.
Down by 6, under a minute remaining in the first half. Here's Nowitzki, 2 of 9. And it rolls off. He's going to head to the free throw line. And Andre Miller not pleased. That's his first. Look at the improvement over the last 2 seasons.
Huge improvement, and again, you know, allows them to win games a lot differently than they had in the past. And they're going to get out and they're going to defend the three-point line. They're not giving you many second chance points. Again, overall in the league, they're in the top 10 in points allowed. So just a good, solid defense by Dallas. And also what they'll do, they haven't done it so far tonight, they'll play a lot of 2-3 zone, Matt. If they get in some trouble, foul trouble and stuff, Rick Carlisle will go to his 2-3 zone. He's done a great job of incorporating the zone Carlisle has for the Dallas Mavericks, giving him another weapon on the defensive end.
Nowitzki gets both, but right now Portland with 52 running at any chance they can get. They have 10 fast break points. Dallas 6 turnovers. It's led to 7 points. Tapped up by Camby, controlled by Dallas. Kidd gaining speed, sends it to Marion. Nowitzki in the lane. 2-point game. Nowitzki with 10 of his 14 in the second quarter. And a 20-second timeout taken by Portland.
Great footwork by Dirk. He works on it all the time. The guy is constantly in the gym. And watch his footwork. Gets in there, splits it. Miller comes over, misses the ball. His elbows are out. He's making space for himself, and he ends up with a layup. Just great footwork there by that man right there, Dirk Nowitzki.
Portland by 2. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Everything Goodyear has learned of making tires for all-star handling inspires what they roll into yours.
Wow, boy, it's a wild first half right now here in Dallas. What's happened is that Portland got off to a great start. Dallas made a couple substitutions, went smaller. They started getting the game going up and down. And then, you know, it's surprising because when Dallas is getting the game going up and down and getting it a little under control, what does Nate McMillan do? Tells them to run more. And so it's just a track meet. Guys are shooting threes. You got Wesley Matthews catching and shooting. You got Jason Kidd making threes. It's really a high-octane offensive game and, you know, fun to watch, fun to be part of this.
Fernandez gives it to Wallace. Batum, Camby, and Aldridge. Marion up top. Stevenson back on the floor for Dallas. Kidd, Brian Cardinal, and Brendan Haywood. Shot clock down to 4. Jumper, Wallace doesn't go. Kidd handles the rebound. Kidd gives it up. Haywood and a blocking foul.
How about the 38-year-old Jason Kidd sprinting down the floor, getting the rebound with 4 seconds, and they end up with a chance for two free throws here. And yeah, heels were on the line, and I tell you what, Brendan Haywood ran hard, and Jay Kidd just pushed that ball up the floor, and great energy by Jay Kidd so far this first half. Found the fountain of youth here, Matt, early in the spring of 2011. Jay Kidd looks young and spry.
They'll manage some of those minutes. They're going to look at the clock to see if it was.
Yeah, the contact happened before went to 0-0.
Dan Crawford, Ed Malloy, Pat Frere.
Look at this. Rebound, Kidd just pushes it up. He knows he's only got a couple seconds. He's going to make something happen. Makes a beautiful pass. Just to Hayward, who was getting out running himself, and now they got a chance for 2 free throws and the opportunity to tie the game.
Still looking at it. Portland with a 2-point advantage. Still
Yeah, the
review.
contact's right there. I mean, you got to call it when the contact, right? Not when he releases it. We've already made the call. Why don't you shoot free throws? They don't listen to us on that.
You see Ed Malloy with a call there. And the play stands as called. And point 3, but as you said,
yeah, you got to call it when the contact is, not when the ball releases his hand.
and also from the human element there of the whistle, calling it, and then the reaction of the official. Of course, it's going to end up at zeros, but as you said, it happened at point 3. And now here's the thing about Haywood. He is 36%.
He missed the rim completely.
He's 64 of 177.
He came closer to the American flag on the right side of the basket than he did the rim. Ooh, that was a bad shot.
Oh, damn.
And he misses the second one. Wild first half here in Big D.
Stay tuned. It's going to get better in the second half.
52-50. Blazers lead at halftime. That's the end of the first half. Coming up after a quick break, EJ, Kenny, and Charles will bring you the T-Mobile halftime report from our Atlanta studios. The Portland Trail Blazers looking for a split here in Dallas before they head back to Portland. It's halftime. EJ and the crew right after this. Welcome back to Dallas. Portland leads 52-50 here in this Game 2 matchup. It wasn't long ago that LaMarcus Aldridge attended Segovia High School, 18 miles southeast of downtown Dallas, a 4-year starter for the Dragons. Aldridge was a McDonald's All-American as a senior, averaging better than 30 points, 14 rebounds, leading scorer in the first half with 16 points. His mother Georgia here in attendance, as well as 30 family and friends.
And you can see his son, little Jalen, there is not too impressed with 16 points and 4 rebounds. My dad, he's dead asleep.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I don't think anybody was sleeping on that first half.
Oh.
Were you surprised by the pace?
Shocked. We watched the game yesterday, or the replay of the first game yesterday. It was a walk it up. It was a grind it out. It was a defensive struggle. Now it's an offensive up and down game. I honestly thought that Coach McMillan was buffaloing us when he said, I'm going to get up and down and run, but he is. They're running after makes. They're running after misses. It's really an electric, fun half of basketball, but I think it does favor Dallas in this overall as the pace gets picked up. I really do.
Why is that?
I just think Dallas is more accustomed to being able to get out there and score. They have, their bench has got 20 points already, and I just think in a high-octane game, it favors Dallas. But we're going to find out.
All right, let's find out what Marty Snyder has for us. Marty?
Just talked to Rick Carlisle to go along with what Kevin is saying. He said he actually doesn't mind the pace of this game, but the one thing he doesn't like is how they've handled transition defense. He said they've got way too many transition points, 10-4. That's where we're losing this game. He said, I actually like how we're handling the ball, but we've got to clean up that defensive end, Matt.
All right, thank you very much, Marty.
And the most thing about the transition points, too, I mean, a lot of those were after makes. There's no excuse not to get back after you have after a made hoop.
And Portland in the first half, despite that pace, only 4 turnovers. And how about Jason Kidd lighting it up in Dallas, up by 1.
That's his 3rd free. Jason Kidd is really shooting the ball well. And we have a minute, I'm going to tell you why he's shooting so well, but not right now.
9 threes here in the first 2 games already. Marion can't corral it. It's going to be Portland basketball off of the miss by LaMarcus Aldridge.
Jay Kidd has found his stroke. He's feeling good. The playoff schedule does help him because you're getting a lot of rest. He's an older guy, but he is looking good. And he was like you said, he's the sole reason Dallas won that first game.
38 years of age. Aldridge makes a quick move and he's fouled.
And here you go. They come down. He digs. leaves him open, and he goes up and he shoots it. And he's been working on his follow-through. He's taken, Dirk Nowitzki's taken him in the gym, and he's done a follow-through where he makes like the peace sign, and there it is. You see how it ends up on his last 2 fingers and his thumb, and he ends up shooting it, and he's like giving the peace sign to him. So basically what you're doing is you're like when Nixon went out and he said he had the peace sign going up. That's what he's doing.
All right, let's send it over to Marty.
I can see Kevin from here. He's making shots as he's trying to motion what
Exactly.
Jason Kidd is doing. But what Jason told me yesterday is that he was keeping his hands together. And what he did, Rick Carlisle gave him 5 days and 2 games off. He studied film. He studied what Dirk was doing. And you mentioned it. Dirk took him in the gym for an hour and said, here's how you do it. Open your hands and make that V sign. Now I'm making that sign, Kevin. I don't know if my shots are going in or not, but make that V sign pointing to the goal when you're done.
What did you do back in the day for your shot if it wasn't working?
I just shot more. I never thought, man. I tell you what, I was not. Look at this. Oh, I should have been making the V sign. He's making everything.
V
Kid's
for
on
victory.
fire. Yeah. No, I didn't think. I just shot. I didn't complicate the game. There was very little going through my mind when I was playing. I just was hoping it was going in.
Wallace. And there's Aldridge.
Great little alley-oop, little throw pass there by Wallace going in. He knew he had the big man, and what do you do, Matt, when you have the big man like that? You on a curl, just throw it in the air, and Aldridge is going up over the top of a guard and laying it in. Great pass by Wallace.
Aldridge with 19. Nowitzki gives it to Kidd. Using the Chandler screen right to the rim, lays it off the glass with a left hand.
Wow, I mean, he is playing, and they put Wesley Matthews on him to try to put a better defender on him, Matt, to start this game, and he's still guarding him. Wesley Matthews guarding Jay Kidd, but Jay Kidd's having his way out here offensively. For 38 years old, he looks awful good.
Matthews weaving his way into the lane. Loose ball foul. And it's going to go against Marcus Camby.
Here he comes off the screen. Jay Kidd goes up. I don't know if he made the P sign or the V sign, but there it is. There's the V. The Nowitzki V. I wish Nowitzki would have helped me with my shot. I'd been a better player.
Oh, I think that was, I think everything worked out just fine for you. Kidd has all 7 Maverick points here in the quarter. Banks it in. Now all 9. Not the oldest player in the postseason at 38, but he is getting it done. Dallas by 4.
He really didn't really have a jump shot, and he just developed his game over the years, and now, like, I think he's number 3 on the list of all-time threes made. So just an amazing guy. Always wanted to get better, and I think that's why he's still in the league. You know, sometimes your body might not be as quick as when you're 20, but if you add skills, you can make it long in this league. And boy, he still looks good. He moves well, and his shot looked amazing the other night. So hopefully he can keep it going.
Well, he's kept it going tonight as well.
The Nowitzki V. I'd say Dirk Nowitzki's shooting coach, best player on the team. What doesn't that guy do?
Jason Kidd, 3rd all-time in threes made, 1,795, behind Ray Allen and Reggie Miller. Wallace on a post-up.
Oh, just a strong, hard move by Wallace. 3 hard bumps with the dribble and spun off and then got a layup. And well, Wallace is bringing his A-game offensively today, Matt.
13 points, had 11 early. Kidd gives it up in the corner. Stevenson finds Marion. Backing down out of Wallace, and it banks in. 61-57. Marion with 6 points. Camby up high. Wallace fighting for it. Stevenson right there. Shot clock down to 5. Matthews gives it up. Popping out to the 3 is Wallace, and Kidd grabs a rebound. quickly into the front court. And a foul's going to be charged to Miller. That's his third.
Wallace gets the ball in the post, bump, bump, dribble, bump, and go in there left hand. Really just kind of two big and strong for Stevenson down there. I mean, he's a unique player. He can play 4, he can play 3. He's posting up 2s. He just brings a lot of different elements, all hustle, all toughness for Portland. Another
Aldridge,
switch,
yep.
another switch. Now he's got that little guy on him, just what we talked about.
Nowitzki. Count it, and the foul. Largest lead for...
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. I'm sorry, Matt. We talked about it earlier. What did we say? They get that switch. He gets those little guys, and really, he gone over the top of Matthews twice. Matthews tries to draw a foul, really flops on it. He ends up with a three-point play opportunity. They can't switch that mid-screen and roll and put that little guy in him. Dirk just goes to work on those guys, and he did that in game 1, and he's continuing to do it in game 2.
Mavericks on a 14-5 run to open up this quarter. 17 points for Nowitzki. 7-point advantage. Largest lead for the Mavericks. Matthews gives it in the post to Aldridge. Guarded by Chandler. Little shake shimmy. Fading. Shot doesn't go. Marion climbs up and grabs it. Kidd. Nowitzki. Over Aldridge. Grazes the front of the rim, and Wallace quickly gets it to Miller. Miller from the elbow. Shot doesn't go, and Kidd with the board. Kidd with 18, Nowitzki with 17. Portland just 2 of 7 here in the third. Nice drop pass underneath. Nowitzki got a piece of it.
Oh, great weak side help by Dirk Nowitzki. They had another switch. Aldridge has a small guy on him. Dirk comes over from the weak side and makes a great block.
Kidd finds Dirk. He's missed his last 3. Wallace backing down. Aldridge squares up and drills it.
When they post somebody else besides Aldridge, it really, he floats on the perimeter, and Tyson Chandler's kind of ball watching, Matt, kind of slipping in the paint, trying to help out defensively, and Aldridge makes you pay with that 17, 18-foot jump shot.
Aldridge with 21, had 27 in game 1. Whistle and a foul.
Everybody on Dallas is better defensively. There's a switch. Jay Kidd's on him, and who comes over? Dirk comes over, just gets a fingernail on that ball to stop a point-blank layup. Great effort by Dirk Nowitzki, and Dirk's going to take a seat right now, but Dirk's getting great shots. He's not making them, Matt, but those wide-open 17, 18-footers is how Dirk Nowitzki's going to end up in the Hall of Fame, making that shot steady, just not making it tonight.
4 of 14 was 7 of 20 in the first game. Mavericks by 5. Foul was on Wallace. Here's Terry. Teardrop. How about the Jet?
Wow. He brought rain with that one. That was about 18 feet at its highest point. Threw it up over Camby and banked it in, and the Jets bringing some offense tonight.
Terry with 10 points off of the bench. Stojakovic on the floor. He had 10. In the first half, Wallace up fake drive. Here's Miller. Chandler chases out to him.
3-second violation.
3-second violation called against Portland.
Jet gets the ball here. He throws it there. Watch him. He puts it up there. Holy cow. That thing, I take it back. It was 20 feet at its highest point. He had to lob that one up, and he banked it in. Great shot by the Jet Terry.
Game 2 here in Dallas. Last time the Mavericks took a 2-0 lead in a playoff series. It was the NBA Finals in 2006. Kidd. Wallace comes away with a rebound. Last year, after winning game 1, they lost game 2 big to San Antonio. And a foul, and the foul is on Peja Stojakovic. And
Peja had Wallace coming at him at full speed, and all he did was grab him. He said, I got nothing for this guy coming at me that fast. I'm just going to grab him and stop him. Exactly, yeah. Train's way down the track, so I'll just grab him.
Miller spins away from Kidd. What a move.
Boy, two clever, wily old graybeards out there going after it, and a nice little spin move by Andre Miller, who's always been a very good post-up guard. Posted up even early in his career. Just a very clever player. Probably doesn't get the due he deserves as one of the all-time great point guards in our league.
In his 12th year out of the University of Utah with his 15, Aldridge is able to get the rebound. 5-point game. The tempo has changed. Left hand Matthews. Wesley Matthews posting a 3-point game.
Size advantage again coming in there. They're trying to get the ball too low to all the little guards down there. They're posting them up, and here, right here, two old graybeards going at it. A beautiful little spin move there by Andre Miller. Leaves him in the dust, lays it in. Just good, solid basketball by two really good basketball players. Look at the age
How
on
about
that.
Almost 19,000 assists between the two of them.
And 73 years old between the two of them.
Back in Dallas, the Mavs were up by 3. The gentleman on the left you see is Dirk Nowitzki's coach from Germany, Holger Gerschwindener, but the gentleman on the right is Jorge Nowitzki, Dirk's dad. And he rarely comes in and down. He comes in twice a year. He always comes in during Christmas, but normally comes in during March. But he delayed his trip this year to come during the playoffs because he hasn't seen Dirk play in the playoffs since the 2006 finals. So maybe this is the good luck charm that he needs to get him over the top and get him back to the finals again. What do you think, Matt?
Well, it's one of the things that as we went to break, you look down at Andre Miller and Jason Kidd. The one number they'd like to change is the championships. They have certainly a ton of other numbers, and it's the same feeling for Dirk Nowitzki as Peja Stojakovic knocks down the two.
Picking right up where he left off in the first half, making shots. But what a great scene there. You know, Dirk's father being able to come here from Germany. And that's something he'll remember his whole entire life. And all of us as players just love when our family was able to come watch us play. And the special memories you're always going to have.
Fighting for it underneath, and a whistle and a foul. And the foul's going to be charged to Sean Marion, and that is his third. 68-63. Dallas with the advantage, 3:24 remaining in the third as Miller heads to the line. First one good. Tomorrow on TNT at 8 o'clock, Denver at Oklahoma City. Game 2, New Orleans taking on the Lakers game 2. And then tomorrow on NBA TV, 8:30 Eastern, the Grizzlies taking on San Antonio. As the Spurs look to even that series.
Another must-see TV, another 3 great games. I mean, I'll tell you what, Denver's right there. Perkins goaltends one, you know, get the tip in, and they had a great chance to beat Oklahoma City in that first game. Denver did.
Kidd finds Stojakovic. Stojakovic left open, drills it.
Great play, a double pin down. They get it on the far left wing. They spin it all the way back over to Peja Stojakovic. A great play drawn up there by Rick Carlisle out of the timeout.
Terry with the steal. And slow it down for Kidd.
Hey, the ball had better find Peja Stojakovic here somewhere.
Batum's on him. Marion. Stojakovic has 15. Shot clock at 3. Marion with a quick move. Shot doesn't fall, and Aldridge gathers another rebound. Portland down 71-65. On a switch, Chandler on Miller. Here's Batum. Gives it back. Miller. Miller drills the three.
Boy, that's a set shot. His feet never came off the floor. It's a slow shot, a slow delivery, but I tell you what, he makes those threes just enough to keep you honest, but that's not the big part of Andre Miller's game, shooting three-pointer.
5 of 9. Portland tonight from beyond the arc. They made just 2 in game 1. Stojakovic. Shot clock down to 2. Fires away. No. Miller ahead to Wallace. Gerald Wallace on a pass from Miller, and it's a 1-point game as Andre Miller threads the needle.
Great look up. I tell you what, barely touched the rim. Wallace takes off, contests the shot, gets a layup on the other end. Great pass by Andre Miller.
(71-70) Dallas by 1 with a 1:26 remaining in the third. Stojakovic's three doesn't go. Patty Mills, Aldridge, Batum, Wallace, and Matthews. Patty Mills right to the rim. Stojakovic comes away with it. J.J. Barea, Haywood, Nowitzki, Terry, and Stojakovic. Nowitzki backing down on Batum. That's easy pickings.
Dirk likes that matchup. He's way more comfortable against Batum than anyone else, and he gets down there, and those are the shots he practices. One-legged little fadeaways and stuff, but he's very, very aggressive when Batum's guarding him.
19 for Nowitzki. Matthews turns the corner, cut off, extra pass in the corner. Batum misses. Wallace on the offensive glass with a putback. 17 now for Gerald Wallace. 73-72, Dallas by 1.
Again, just great board work by Wallace, doing everything, running out, playing defense, get to the offensive glass, just a little bit of everything for Gerald Wallace.
Terry back up top. Runner by Barea. No. And a foul.
Here you got Dirk right now. He's backing him in, very aggressive. I mean, he doesn't feel that Batum's got enough strength, and Nowitzki knocks down a nice little fadeaway jump shot. And again, he's so much more confident. Like when he has Aldridge and Camby on him, he's just not as aggressive. He sees Batum on him, and Dirk just goes to work. His eyes light up. He thinks he's got something good there.
Ryan Cardinal's going to come in. Deshaun Stevenson is in. Haywood at the line. Wallace picked up his third, fouling Haywood. Nowitzki just 5 of 15, but 19 points, 9 of 9 from the free throw line. And here's Haywood. He's 0 with 2, missed 2 right before the half. That could have tied it, and that one hard off the front of the rim.
Ooh, hard right too. Man.
You're coming with the sound effects on the misses.
Ooh, clean. He has no confidence right now, man. He's just front ribbing him. Like I said earlier, he almost hit the American flag on the right side of the backboard.
5 seconds remaining here in the third. Patty Mills throws it away. 73-72, Dallas with a 1-point advantage entering the fourth quarter here in game 2 from Dallas. Jason Kidd, 38 years of age, 7 of 11, 18 points, 6 dimes as we go to the fourth. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Here's Marty Snyder moments ago with Rick Carlisle.
Back in Dallas, the Mavericks are up 1. Rick Carlisle, you made a nice run. How did they cut it to 1, though?
Transition hurt us. They've hurt us in transition tonight. Make or miss, we got to get back.
And what do you have to do in the fourth quarter to win this thing?
Stops and scores. You know, that's what it's going to come down to. We're going to have to make plays.
And remember, Matt, he mentioned transition D earlier as well.
All right, for the Dallas Mavericks right now with a 1-point advantage. On the inside, Wallace. And a turnover as he was looking for Camby.
Yeah, but Dallas Mavericks collapsed beautifully on him. Had 3 guys on him, hands all over. He tried throwing a little clever pass in, and Camby couldn't quite handle it.
Portland's turned it over 4 times in the second half. Dallas hasn't turned it over. Barea, Nowitzki, Haywood, Stojakovic, and Terry. Wallace on Nowitzki, making it tough. Nowitzki on the inside. Camby fouls him. Wallace is still down. Wallace getting up slowly, getting helped up by Brandon Roy, who has seen few minutes tonight.
It's body to body, it's man to man down there. Nice little spin move by Dirk. He gets it again. Little pump fake goes up. Camby fouls him. His body's on the ground. And Dirk's saying, I'm getting to the line, baby. I can't make a wide open 17-footer, but I'm going to make some free throws.
It is the fourth quarter.
And he shot 13 free throws last fourth quarter. And Dirk does know how to get to the line, and usually is just money from there.
Camby picks up his second. Nowitzki, his first miss. Dallas by 1. Nowitzki has 20. 2-point lead for the Mavs. Wallace bringing it up. Fernandez, Camby, Batum, and a Brandon Roy. Wallace looking for a post-up against Stojakovic, his former teammate in Sacramento, and a foul.
Quick, hard move by Trash Wallace. He turns around, he faces him up. He believes he can take Stojakovic off the dribble mat, so he's just gonna put pressure on him, and the fans here in Dallas didn't like that call as they saw it up on the big replay booth.
Stojakovic coming with his second. Wallace is gonna head to the free throw line. That one bounces off of the rim. For expert analysis, live press conferences after every game, playoff playbacks, and more, tune into NBA TV for complete playoff coverage. And remember, tomorrow on NBA TV at 8:30 Eastern, the Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Spurs, Game 2.
And make sure all you basketball junkies tune into NBA TV. You're going to get your fix every single night on NBA TV. Great analysis and wall-to-wall coverage.
Barea and a blocking foul. And Rudy Fernandez picks up the foul. LaMarcus Aldridge back on the floor with 21 points and 8 rebounds. Dallas native. Spent 2 seasons at the University of Texas in Austin. Barea turns the corner. Camby never came over. And Barea with the finger roll.
Very odd for Marcus not to come over and challenge that shot, man. I mean, you got to come over there. Hey, you got to give yourself up. Make him shoot over. Make him miss it. Don't worry about what's going to happen behind you. That's very unusual for Camby, who's usually a very good weak side defender.
Didn't play many minutes in game 1 in the fourth quarter. Less than 2. Here's Aldridge. Left open. Jumper doesn't go. Nowitzki with a rebound. That's his 7th. Barea sees an opening. And this time Aldridge steps right in.
J.J. Barea is one tough little guy. I mean, he is going to take it in there. He's going to draw contact. That little fella's fearless. Nice screen by Dirk. What does he do? He just puts his head down and goes in there and takes a good bump on the head. And right here, watch this. Watch Marcus Camby not come over. You've got to come over there and you've got to challenge that shot, Marcus. That's just too easy, that drive in. And J.J. needs to get something going from him. He's kind of a instant offense here, Matt. The fans love him. He gets everybody in the game, and he's just such a little energizer bunny out there. My guy, J.J. Barea, a great young man and really fun. I worked with him a little bit when I was here at the training camp with Dallas, and really a nice young man and brings a lot of heart and a lot of soul and a lot of grit to this Dallas team.
Aldridge picked up his second. Barea gives Dallas a 5-point advantage. Barea undrafted out of Northeastern University. Roy cut off. Deflected. It's going to be Portland basketball. You see Jason Kidd. He's been attended to on a couple of occasions. Looking over. 1 second remaining of the shot clock. 78-73, Dallas.
Well, you see Jason Kidd there on the bench, and boy, he's gassed. He's been spitting up in the cup over there. Not looking that good, but he is a gamer. He will be back in this game. He's going to find his second wind. He's getting some deep breaths now before the final plunge, and he'll be ready because that guy is a gamer, and he'll make big plays coming down the stretch. And again, he hasn't been looking good over on that bench over there. He's been spitting up in the cup and hacking and got towels over his head, but Jason Kidd will be back.
Andre Miller to inbound the ball. You see Kidd seal the towel. Canby with 1 tick remaining on the shot clock, drills it from the corner.
Great play drawn up by Nate McMillan. They had a little pick, flared Canby, the last guy you thought was going to come get in the corner. He knocks down a huge 3 for Portland.
Portland 6 of 11 from beyond the arc. Here's Barea quickly into the lane. Altered shot. Aldridge was right there. Miller tiptoeing along the end line. Offensive foul. J.J. Barea comes up, and then Miller puts the left shoulder into him. Portland down 2, 3 minutes in. Miller just picked up his 3rd. Barea whips it to Nowitzki. Nowitzki. Deflected. Barea, and he's fouled.
Here's a great play drawn up by Nate. He's to get up to the corner. Canby makes a long 3 with 1 second on a shot clock, and he gives him the 3 goggles. I'm not a fan of the 3 goggles, by the way. No, I don't like that. And Dirk made a great got hands on the ball right there, because that was a layup for Andre Miller if he hadn't got hands on it. A throw out to Stojakovic, and Stojakovic stays high. Everybody has to play defense, and you got J.J. Barea fronting Miller. This is a layup right here. What happens? Dirk gets his left hand on the ball. Great defensive pressure there by Dirk Nowitzki, and those are the things that Nowitzki does that help the team win, not only scoring, but nice defense. We've seen a block and a deflection so far this game.
Barea still on the floor. Kidd still on the bench. Aldridge, shot clock at 6. Miller up top. Miller makes a strong move. Gets right to the rim.
Clutch, hard drive there by Andre Miller when they needed it, because, boy, every time that you think that maybe Dallas is going to get this game and get a handle on it and run away, Portland makes another run at them.
5-point game. Here's Terry. Matthews on him. Nowitzki up fake. Gets around Aldridge. Soft touch doesn't work. Haywood has it deflected, but a fresh shot clock for Dallas. Barea in the lane. Oh, J.J. Barea, how big are you in the fourth?
J.J. Barea, all 5'10" of them taking it in the trees, not intimidated at all by 7-footers along the front line with Canby and Aldridge.
6 points, all here earned in the fourth. Batum pulls it back out. Strong defense by Dallas. Foul on Haywood.
Nice thing about having Dirk Nowitzki set screens, everybody's so worried about them, they stay hugged up, and the little fella takes it in and throws another sky ball up over Marcus Camby, and I just really like Bray. He just brings that 5'10", just toughness to the game, and boy, he doesn't give an inch. He's out there, he might be undersized, but he's gonna fight you.
Aldridge backing down. And he's fouled by Haywood, and he's going to head to the free throw line. Aldridge with 21 points, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. In a 7-point game, TNT this June, fear the skies, face the enemy, fight for survival. From TNT and DreamWorks Television, Falling Skies series premiere this June on TNT.
Fight for survival reminds me of the playoffs so far by a lot of different teams. And right now, Portland is fighting like crazy to come. You know, Nate McMillan said, "Well, we came here, we wanted to get 2." And he said, "Okay, we didn't get the first game. We want to get game 2." They really felt a split here would be great, and they're fighting to get that split. But Dallas wants to go up 2-0. They want to hold home court, Matt, and go up to Portland with that 2-0 lead in their pocket.
A Dallas team that hasn't been beyond the first round, but once over the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Kidd back out on the floor. He sat 6 minutes. He's on the floor with Barea. Stojakovic. Shot doesn't go. Aldridge with a rebound. Barea battling Matthews. Matthews looking to post up. Offensive foul. Second time that Barea has been there.
When you're little, you stick your chin in there, you take it on the chin and say, I tell you what, go ahead and hit me in the mouth, I'll give it up for the team. And that's why you love a little guy like that. He doesn't give you he doesn't give an inch out there. And I just, like I say, I really like that little fella. He just plays hard and he's tough.
Got an offensive foul on Andre Miller now. Wesley Matthews, Stojakovic, the corner three, throws it. Stojakovic with 5 threes. He has 21 off of the bench. Aldridge. And he is fouled, making a strong move. How about Dallas? Their bench, 39 points. Portland's bench, 11. Peja Stojakovic, huge off of the bench. Stojakovic, his 5th three of game 2. It's time for Cold Hard Facts presented by Coors Light. Jason Kidd, all-time career NBA ranks, future Hall of Famer.
Oh, easily. And the most amazing stat up there of all of them is 3-point field goals made. Just great, and he gets assists, and this what makes, I think, just look at that pass. I mean, it's just a swing. It's called the swing in our league, and there's no thought involved. He was wide open, Matt. He's been hot, and he just throws a pass right on the button to a even hotter Peja Stojakovic, knocking down the 3, and that's what makes Jason Kidd special. He just plays the game and plays it beautifully.
Stojakovic open in the corner. 5 of 10 is Peja from downtown. Marcus Aldridge at the line, 5 of 7. 6 of 8 and 24 points for LaMarcus Aldridge. 7-point game, 5:37 to go in the 4th of game 2. Barea using the Chandler screen, open at the foul line. Knocked around, Miller handles. Miller looking for the post up. And a foul on J.J. Barea.
Yeah, really forced the issue there. J.J. saying, how did I foul him? But Andre Miller did what you're supposed to do. Just going to get in there and keep fighting. And look what Barea does. He's fronting him. He gets back, almost gets a hand, almost gets a deflection, squares him back up. And Miller said, I'm getting to the line right now, and just take it into him. And he overpowered him. Two free throws for Andre Miller.
Yeah, Kevin, one of the key components of this second half for Dallas. They haven't turned the basketball over, and Portland has 7 times.
Yeah. Dallas hasn't had a turnover in the last 23 minutes, and in that time, Portland's had 7, but Dallas is really taking care of the ball. When you talk about, Coach Carlisle said we play basketball by committee. How about them closing, or playing the last 4 or 5 minutes with the ball in Berea's hand? Now they take Berea out, they bring in Jet Terry, and the ball goes back to Jason Kidd's hand. This is really a complete team, the Dallas Mavericks.
Rick Carlisle telling us the first 1 to 80 wins. They were first. Can they finish it? Chandler slam dunk in traffic. 90-82, 4:45 to go. So much made of this Dallas Mavericks team not able to grab a game 2. Last time they led in a series 2-0 was the NBA Finals in 2006 against Miami, and you know the story from there. Shot clock violation, defense prevails.
What a defensive stand right there by the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, they did a great job. And Tyson Chandler, we talked about him, he gets denied right there, stays with it, gathers it up, goes up and throws it down. And Tyson Chandler had a nice offensive rebound for a dunk, and he anchored that defense for the Dallas Mavericks here, that last possession, leading to a 24-second clock violation.
Terry. Wallace comes away with it. Wesley Matthews. And Kidd ends up on his backside, and Rick Carlisle looking over. I think both teams are kind of looking over in that direction. 90-84. The Blazers will not go away. Matthews comes up big. For the Dallas Mavericks here in Game 2, under 4 minutes to go. The 4 regular season games in Game 1, all decided by 8 points or less. Nowitzki fading, got it.
Well, Dirk Nowitzki is the closer for the Dallas Mavericks, and LaMarcus Aldridge is the closer for Portland Trail Blazers. Let's see who closes the game better.
Nowitzki with 24. Aldridge, Chandler's on him. Aldridge, strong move. Doesn't go. Tapped up, controlled by Dallas.
Oh, Dirk likes this matchup right here against Batum.
Backing him down. Batum got a piece of it. Nowitzki scoops it up, lays it up and through. Largest lead for Dallas.
Every team, he goes for the little steal there. He grabs it almost out of bounds. Pump fake, gets it in there. Every team needs a Mariano Rivera closer, and Nowitzki's a closer for Dallas.
The Dallas Mavericks with 2:50 to go, trying to hold on and take a 2-0 lead in this series. Peja Stojakovic off of the bench with 21 points. Nowitzki with 26. 7 in the quarter for Dirk Nowitzki. Andre Miller and the Portland Trail Blazers playing for a split before they head back home to Portland for Game 3.
Portland's got to get offense quick, and they've got to almost pitch a shutout right here, Matt, coming down the stretch. They really can't give up any more points to Dallas, and they got to get into their offensive sets quick here and get some easy or at least an early shot.
Here's Miller up top, guarded by Chandler, driving right to the rim. And a whistle, and there's a foul. And the foul's going to be charged to Chandler. Here's a look at the upcoming national TV schedule. ESPN Friday, 7 o'clock Eastern, Celtics and the Knicks, Game 3. And the Lakers taking on the Hornets, Game 3. ABC Sunday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern. The Miami Heat take on the Philadelphia 76ers, Game 4. And then Boston and New York, Game 4. Miller, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Portland, 17 of 26. 65%, now 18 of 27. 8-point game. Aldridge on Nowitzki. Backing him down. Nowitzki makes a move and a foul. Foul on Aldridge, the Dallas native.
Here you got Dirk on the post again. And watch his long, big, aggressive step there. Gets contact, sells it to the referees, throws his arm. He's great at drawing fouls, but I like that great big step by Nowitzki to get in the paint and, and create that contact. That's what you got to do, Matt. You got to put on the officials. You got to go create contact and say, hey, you gonna blow the whistle or not?
Aldridge picked up his third, 15 foul. Nowitzki, you talked about being a closer, has the last 6 for Dallas. Portland has to respond in a hurry. Wesley Matthews, up and under, throws it off of the backboard. Not a good possession. Nowitzki at the other end. Nowitzki with 30. Matthews turns it over.
Great defense by Chandler. Followed Wesley Matthews all the way across the lane, cut off all angles, and he just pitched it out, and Stojakovic stole it.
Dirk Nowitzki. And he is fouled by Aldridge. That is his 4th. The last 2 possessions for Portland.
Tough possessions by Portland, the last 2, getting nothing out of it. And again, they went to the closer in Dallas.
TNT this June, they're turning the courtroom upside down. This much fun should be illegal. Franklin and Bash series premiere Wednesday, June 1st at 9/8 Central, only on TNT. Nowitzki with the last 8 for Dallas. This is their largest lead. Nowitzki the last 9. 99-86. 13-point advantage. Matthews triggers a 3. Doesn't go. Chandler corrals it. The last time the Mavericks had a 2-0 lead in a series, it was the NBA Finals in 2006 against Miami. Under a minute left. Aldridge with a rebound.
Well, again, just Dirk had a great game. As you see, Miller lines up the second 3, knocks it down. But, we talked about it. They're going to close with Dirk Nowitzki, and he came up big. I mean, he's the guy that's done it for him over and over again. And Jason Kidd had a great game, really got him off to a good start. And then Peja Stojakovic came in off the bench, And as Coach Carlisle said, we're going to get offense from somebody. I don't know who, but somebody's going to have a big game, and it happened to be Peja Stojakovic.
Said there's no pecking order, no turnovers by Dallas in the second half.
Wow.
And the series will now turn to Portland for Game 3 on Thursday here on TNT, and Game 4 on TNT on Saturday.
No turnovers, Matt, this
No,
half?
yep.
Wow, that is really impressive.
Over the last 27 minutes for the Dallas Mavericks.
That's impressive, and we talked about it. I thought if it got into a shootout and got into the hundreds, it was much more a Dallas-type game than it was a Portland-type grinded out, and the Mavs are holding on to a 12-point lead.
Tomorrow on TNT, 8 o'clock, Denver taking on the Thunder, Game 2 in New Orleans against the Los Angeles Lakers. They lead that series 1-0. And tomorrow on NBA TV, 8:30 Eastern, the Memphis Grizzlies and the San Antonio Spurs, Game 2 of that series. 101-89 here, Game 2. Nowitzki with 33 points. And you have to look at the defense of Dallas. Game 1 holding Portland to 81, and tonight thus far to 89.
We talked about it. This is a different Dallas team. They play good, solid defense. They're going to hold them to 89, like you said, in 81 in 2 games here. And you know what? Very impressive. And I give Portland a lot of credit. They got off to a good start. Dallas made some substitutions, got smaller, but Portland made runs at them the entire game, and they never quit. Kept battling the whole game.
Dallas takes Game 2. Kidd comes through again with 18 points. Nowitzki with 33 points, including the last 11 points for the Dallas Mavericks, and they lead this series 2-0 over the Portland Trailblazers. Let's send it over to Marty Snyder.
First 2-0 series lead, as you have mentioned, Matt, since 2006 for you guys. At points in this game where you just determined they were not going to leave here with a split?
Yeah, I mean, we know they're very, very good home team, and so we wanted to hold home court here and go up there with a 2-0 lead. But this series is far from over. Like I said, they're very good at home. They make shots, they play tough, and so we got to be prepared for a tough game Thursday.
You've had a second scorer every time. Kidd in Game 1, Peja tonight. Do you guys have to have that to advance?
Yeah, I think we've been, doing that second scoring by committee. You know, it's been, Marion had a great finish to the season. Jet's been there all season long. And Peja was a great addition at the trading deadline. He's still a knockdown shooter. And our bigs were battling Aldridge in there. I think we did a decent job. So, yeah, got to do more of the same on Thursday.
Your dad, Jorg, took in the game, and I think he might be the good luck charm. He hasn't been to the playoffs since '06, so are you going to keep him around?
No, he's actually leaving tomorrow because we're going on the road. So he was here for like 2.5 weeks, so it's time for me to settle down a little bit.
All right, well, maybe you should get him to hang around because that worked out pretty well in 2006.
All right, thank you.
All right, Dirk Nowitzki, 33 tonight.
All right, as we take a look at it, Dallas with a 2-0 lead over Portland here in the Western Conference. What a night for Dirk Nowitzki, just 9 of 22, but once again getting it done from the free throw line. 15 of 17, Kevin, for 33 points, and Jason Kidd, the fountain of youth, 18 points.
Played well all game. Jason Kidd got him started off, and you know what a treat for Dirk Nowitzki to be able to play in front of his father and drop 33.
For Kevin McHale, Marty Snyder, and the rest of our outstanding crew, I'm Matt Devlin. You've been watching the NBA playoffs on TNT, exclusive home of the 2011 Eastern Conference Finals. Let's go to Atlanta and EJ.